So you got accepted into dental hygiene school. You think the work is done? Not even close. Today on Cleaning Teeth, we're going to be talking about everything you have to do now that you've been accepted. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Cleaning Teeth, and thanks for joining me. If you have not already done it, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to also follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Cleaning Teeth. In my last video series, we talked about the process of applying to dental hygiene school. If you missed that one, or if you have any questions about applying to dental hygiene school, you can leave a comment below, and I'll also have a link to that video somewhere. Today we're going to be talking about all the things that you have to do now that you've been accepted. And boy, do I have a list. So you'd think that now that you've been accepted, it should just pretty much be all downhill from there, but it's not. And in this part, this little section of time you have between receiving your acceptance letter and actually starting the program, for me it's in the fall, so I applied. My application deadline was January 18th, and then I'm not actually going to be starting until August 26th of 2019. So, which is in 5 days. Yeah, it's kind of scary, guys. We're almost there. But so in that time period, they give you a whole lot of things that you have to do, and most of these are to get you ready so that you can start seeing patients in clinic. So one of the very first things that they're going to have you do, or at least my program had you do, is that you've got to have all of your immunizations and all of the things that are required in order to, to see patients. They have to track all of these things. And my school uses a program called Castle Branch. So the first thing that we had to do was to set up an account with Castle Branch, and that cost $30. So we're going to have a little kind of a running total of everything that you have to spend in order to get going. So you've got $30 so far. So that's just to track everything. The next thing that they are going to have you do is you have to have a physical. So you're going to have to go to your doctor or any urgent care center, that sort of a thing, and get a physical. There'll be a form that you have to fill out, or the doctor will have to fill out, rather. You'll have to get a dental exam. Imagine that. Because, we're going to be working on each other's teeth, and we have to make sure that a dentist says, yes, your teeth are, within reason for a student to start working on. And you have to have x-rays taken. If you are, and then send those x-rays to your school. If you are on some sort of an insurance plan, then having the physical done and having your dental exam and x-rays done should be no problem. Those should be included in your insurance. If not, then of course, then that's going to be added to your total here. Next thing you have to do is get an eye exam, because you're working in someone's mouth, and the main thing that they want to know is if you have depth perception and how good your eyes, make sure that you can see, either whether it be with corrective lenses or whatever. They just want to make sure that you've got everything. Now, of course, we all know that did not work out so well for me. But my eye exam was $10. And all of those things, so the physical form, the dental exam, and the eye exam, those are all forms that have to be filled out by the doctor. And then they prefer that the doctor send those in directly. All right, so while you're at the doctor getting that physical, or you could go in and at a different time, is you have to have a ton of immunizations and blood tests or titers done to make sure that if you don't have your immunization record, so you don't have your shot record of all the stuff you had, and you don't know when last time you had your tetanus shot, or if you had a chickenpox shot or hepatitis B, all of those things, you'll have to get titers done. So for me, to get the immunizations that I needed, and for all of the blood tests titers I had to do, it was $125.85. So now you've gone to the doctor, you got your physical, you turned in your eye exam, you have done your dental exam, you've got all of your blood tests and immunizations, and this is where the Castle Branch or whatever recording program they're using, because now that you've got all of your shot record and your blood test results back, now you've got to scan all those documents in, or if they're digital documents, just upload them to your to Castle Branch or whatever recording you're using. The next thing you have to do is, of course, you have to be certified in CPR, first aid, AED, and you can do that through, just have to check with your school, and some want the American Heart Association, some want Red Cross. It just, check with your program and make sure you get the right one. And that costs $60 for me. Next thing, they're going to tell you, all right, everybody, you need to order your scrubs and your lab coat. Again, that has to be done through your school, because sometimes they'll have the school name monogrammed on there, or your name. They'll have a specific color, and of course they're supposed to be uniform, so everyone needs to look the same. And they suggest that you that you get at least 2 sets of scrubs. I have been through massage school, and they told us the same thing. 2 sets of scrubs, that's not enough, especially when you're going to the clinic every single day, unless you plan on doing laundry like every 2 days. And when you've got a family, you ain't got time for that. So I got 4 sets of scrubs. So the total for my scrubs and lab coat is going to be more than they might have estimated if you have yours. I spent $237.67. So the next big one that's going to be before you actually start is, of course, you have to sign up for your classes. Now, this is where things are going to get a little bit interesting. If you are core complete like I was, then you'll just have to sign up for the dental hygiene school classes. If you are still working on your core classes, you'll need to look at your schedule and see where you can fit it in. For my school, this semester was where they slipped in 2 classes to do that. I didn't have to take those. So I spent $488 on tuition, and then I had to spend, so then of course once you have you are registered for class, then of course you'll get your list of books. And for books this semester, it was $638.22. Yeah, it's a lot. And the good thing about that is that for the next 2 semesters, so for the whole first year, you're going to be using these same books. So yeah, it seems like a whole lot up front, but you're going to be using these books for a whole year. Then to go along with your scrubs, you're going to have all leather shoes. So you can't wear tennis shoes that have any of that mesh on the top, or even little air holes. The whole point is to protect your feet from any kind of spills or anything getting to your skin. So you have to have leather shoes, and for me, those cost $70. The next biggest thing that we had to order through the bookstore was our instruments. And the instruments don't just mean the dental instruments, they also include our typodonts, which is a little mouth that you're going to get to practice working on. And hold on to your pants. This one was $4,180.46. Yes, you heard that right, $4,000. But remember, you are going to be using over the next 2 years in the program, and they are yours to keep once you leave. So, moving on, we also need to have a drug test done and a background check. My particular program went ahead and paid for our background checks, but the drug testing we had to pay for, and it was $30. And you want to make sure that you are going through the specific lab that they want you to use. And our program even had specific days at that lab that we had to have the testing done. So just make sure you're really paying attention to that. The next thing that we needed was a stethoscope and blood pressure cuff. I come from a family of firefighter and paramedics, so I wanted to make sure that I had a very good stethoscope and blood pressure cuff. You wouldn't have to spend as much money as I did. I've seen stethoscopes as low as $25, but that was something that was important to me. So I spent $197.81 on my stethoscope and blood pressure cuff. I also made sure, as far as the blood pressure cuff goes, to get a pediatric cuff in addition to the adult cuff. Because as we're working in the clinic, one of the people that we have to work on are pediatric patients. And an adult cuff just is not small enough. It will not get an accurate reading on a pediatric patient. So I wanted to make sure that I had that. Also for clinic, you have to have safety glasses for yourself and for your patient. Eventually, we're going to be ordering loupes, but they want us to get used to just using regular safety glasses and learning how to work in a mouth before we order our loupes. So we have to have safety glasses, and the important thing to remember with these is that they have to, if you wear glasses, they have to go over your glasses. They have to make sure they cover the total front and the sides, and the lenses have to come all the way down to your cheeks. And again, you want a set for yourself, and then you need to have a set for your patient. And our classmates, upperclassmen, told us that the patients prefer tinted glasses, so you might want to consider that as well. And I spent $20.98 on my safety glasses, and I just ordered them through Amazon. The last thing we had to do was, because we're going to be doing rotations at different places, we had to have a special ID badge made through our college that had a expiration date on it. And so you had to go in and have your picture done again and have another ID printed that had an expiration date on it, and that was $2. So the grand total we have for all of the things that you are going to be spending money on now that you've been accepted in dental hygiene school, but before you ever start and step foot in your classroom the very first day, is $6,090.99. That is over $6,000, and you haven't even set foot in class yet. That's one of the main reasons why I wanted to give you this information and shoot this video, is because if you are doing your prerequisites right now, you need to go ahead and start putting aside money, because you never know what's going to happen, and that way, after you're accepted, you don't have to worry about it. It's already been set aside, you've got that money. Or you need to just put in the back of your mind that you're going to have to apply for financial aid so that you can cover these expenses. It's always better to be prepared and to know in advance, so that way you can plan for it. So thanks for watching this video, and I hope that it has answered some of your questions on the costs associated with dental hygiene school and the steps that you have to take once you've been accepted. In my next video, I'm going to be doing a little bit of a tour through my backpack, showing you the books that I had to buy and the different things that I chose for clinic. And if there's any specific questions that you have, or a video that you would like me to, a video topic that you'd like me to cover, please leave a comment below. And if you like this video, please hit the thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the little notification bell, so that way you learn right away about any new content. And I can't wait to see you guys next time here on Cleaning Teeth.